The thing about being a comedian with autism is, I'm one of the few comedians whose parents are proud of him. The doctors kept their expectations in check pretty early on. That I can make my own spaghetti is fantastic. Everything after that is a bonus. Sometimes people ask me, I don't get it. How can you be autistic and get up there on stage talking to everybody? And that's something you muggles don't seem to get is. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking at you. And that makes all the difference. It's amazing the things you can do outside your comfort zone when you don't have a comfort zone. It is hard, though, to be autistic and be woke. Because people ask, aren't you interested in social justice? And I'm not interested in anything that starts with the word social. People say things like, you know what? Kids are taught to hate. Kids are naturally open-minded. And I always beg to differ. Because back in school, kids didn't even know what I was yet. But they knew they didn't like it. It's very hard when you're getting stuffed in a locker to be all, well, at least this isn't systematic. At least this isn't troubling in a larger historical context. This is kind of how naturally close-minded people are. Think about the most oppressed minority in history. Witches. Because they weren't real, but we still managed to oppress them. Everyone in Salem, Massachusetts is all, man, I really want to do some racism today, but we all look like each other. I think for me, politically, the big annoyance is the anti-vaxxer movement, because that whole thing started because the anti-vaxxer movements, they were afraid that vaccines would give their kids autism. And I don't know how to take that. Where apparently it's better that your kid gets some obsolete 19th century disease than end up like me. He could have the measles, or he could know every member of the Avengers in chronological order. Toss-up. You have Jenny McCarthy, who started the whole thing. She's like, oh, vaccines, they ruined my kid, they turned him autistic. And like, you're Jenny McCarthy. That's still an improvement. Yeah, Hollywood has a weird relationship with autism. I don't know if you've noticed a lot of actors have played autistic people in movies and have gotten awards for it. Dustin Hoffman's done it, Christian Bale's done it. They've played autistic people in movies and have gotten awards. And I'm like, how come no one's ever given me an award for pretending to be a normal person for 2 hours? Where's my Oscar for that time I bought jeans? Sometimes friends try and, empathize. Like a buddy of mine would say, hey, I know how you feel. Because I have asthma. And I didn't know how to tell him that I actually also have asthma. It's just a little buried in the ensemble. Like, my asthma doesn't bother me because it knows I'm busy. Another friend of mine was saying, hey, you know what? I work with, my sister works with autistic children. Think you guys would be great together. Like, that's not how that works. My sister's a plumber, and you're incontinent. That's why I don't get homophobia. Like, because you know how people are like against gay marriage, and they're saying, oh, what's next? Men are going to marry cows? And I always kind of want to see that happen. Because of all the things we do to cows, trying to marry them would be pretty low on their grievance list. But you shouldn't marry cows. because they're all underage. They don't live to 20. You see someone marrying an 18-year-old cow. He's clearly just after her fortune. He wants some of that cheddar. I've seen people defending dating teenagers. Like, I don't know if you remember a guy a couple years back who was running for Senate, and he was so creepy to teenagers, he was banned from the mall. And then, like, you had defenders saying, well, when you think about it, teenage girls get pregnant at 14, so I don't see what the problem is. And yeah, technically you get pregnant at 14, but technically Chipotle opens at 10 in the morning. That's still way too early to have Chipotle. Some things you have to wait for if you don't want to be gross. Guys, it's been so much fun. Give you back to Eric.